Jesus himself points out that in the book of Numbers, there's a place where the children of Israel sin, and God sends his wrath against them by giving them a plague of venomous serpents. So there's a plague of serpents that come into the camp of Israel, and they bite people, and people are dying from the venom. And what is, when the people turn to God and say, oh, save us, God says to Moses, put an iron serpent up on the pole and let them just look at it. And when they look at it, they're healed. And it's Jesus himself says, that's me. In the book of John, chapter 3, he says, just as the serpent was lifted up on the pole and all you had to do was look, I will be lifted up and I will save you. And you say, that's really interesting. Why? What's fascinating about that is it doesn't take, when God said, just look at the serpent, what he was really saying is you'll be saved by faith. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to crawl there. You don't have to do anything. You just have to look. And Jesus is actually saying, see, I save you not by anything you do, but just looking at me in faith.
That is some lazy theology. And when I was a Christian, that was one of my problems that I had with the way that Christianity was taught in today's world. It is taught to be lazy Christianity. All you have to do is have faith. All you have to do is believe. I'm going to get into the historicity of the serpent in just a minute. But the first thing that bothers me about that video is that it reminded me of that time frame when I was being contentious against the church while I was trying to reform the church during the time frame that I was a deacon, that I would be the teen minister. Because during that time frame, it is that type of lazy teaching that all you have to do is believe. And this is why you have a bunch of Christians, people who claim Christianity, but yet they are running around and they are taking advantage of people. They are robbing people. They're stealing from people. They are mistreating their children, mistreating their family, because they have this lazy version of Christianity where all you have to do is believe. And that is always was a problem, because for me, it was the other parts of the Bible that contradicts that type of theology. There was the part that says that faith without works is dead. So how is it that I can just believe, but yet not change who I am, not be seen in my works, and that through your works is a demonstration of your faith? So therefore, I had a major problem with that type of lazy theology, that all you have to do is believe. You were not told that when you become a true believer of this Jesus character, that you are supposed to be remade, born anew, a different creature. The Holy Ghost is supposed to come and reform you. But yet there wasn't a bunch of reforming going on because of this lazy teaching. Now, this lazy teaching comes about because people don't understand the historicity of their book in itself. The serpent in this case is made of bronze, not steel. But let's think about how disingenuous this God is. The first aspect that shows how disingenuous he is the fact that in one of his commandments in Exodus, he clearly says, do not make any graven images of anything on heaven or on earth. Nothing that flies, nothing that crawls, none of the animals, nothing. But what does this God do? He tells them to make a bronze serpent to look at. Make a graven image. And it is through the power of this God, through that image, that these people are supposed to be healed. That's really not faith. That's instructions. That's like a medical doctor telling you, take these antibacterials, take this anti-inflammatory, and you will be healed. Take this anti-venom, and you will be healed. It's a prescription. It's not. It's not a matter of faith. And then, so he's contradicting himself and saying that you shouldn't make any graven images, but then give them the instruction to make a graven image. Now, many Christians are going to say that it's okay because he's making a graven image of something that he authorized. He didn't authorize the golden calf, but he authorized this image, which is a contradiction to his teachings. Now, after that, Sorry for the shaky phone, but I'm holding it. And I'm tired because we just moved into our new house in San Antonio. So then there's the other confusion between the serpent. You see, seraphims are fiery serpents. And so there is serpentine types of beings in this Christian theology that are good. And then there are those that are bad. I mean, you already have it where this God is, oh, I'm mad at y'all because you're growing impatient about getting into the promised land. So I'm going to send some fiery serpents to harm you, to plague you. You're not worshiping me correctly. My ego is not being stroked. So let me send some serpents to try to start killing y'all. And maybe after enough of y'all die, then you'll start worshiping me. Where is this type of thing today? Where is this God demonstrating this power today? There are billions and billions of people, more people on this planet don't believe in this God. Where are the fiery serpents? Where are they? No, we just supposed to take it on faith of 2,000-year-old writings, 3,000-year-old writings. But where are the fiery serpents? He was very active when those people didn't believe in him. Now he's inactive as all get out. And there are billions who don't believe in him. So then, we have the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden is a serpent that is supposedly told the woman that the fruit was good and her eyes would be open and she would become like God. She would know the difference between good and evil. And he told the truth, and that's exactly what happened. They did not die in the day, and that's exactly what happened, because the word used there is yom, which means a 24-hour day. And so the serpent was right, but it went against this God's plan because he wanted to keep humans in this infantile mentality of not knowing the difference between good and evil, because the only people who don't know that are infants. But so the serpent was bad. But here, now the serpent is good. And there were people in the comments who were saying that, they learned that from the tribe of Dan, the Greeks, because the Greeks have the rod of Asclepius, and the rod of Asclepius is what is used now for the medical symbol. And many were in the comments saying that, look at our medical symbol now for healing. That comes from the god of Asclepius, who is a healing deity in the Greek culture that the Greeks began worshiping Asclepius in and around 500 BCE, but the Greeks never had contact with the Israelites until 332 BCE, when Alexander came and conquered them and maintained that position of Lord over them until around 130 something. And that is when the Maccabees revolted, took over, had 100 years of the Maccabeans, and then the Romans came. And the Romans reinstituted the Greek type of teachings and reintroduced them to the Greek teachings through the Roman eyes. But Asclepius has absolutely nothing to do with the tribe of Dan, and Asclepius was worshipped as a serpentine deity, holding a rod that had serpents wrapped around it, and he was a healing deity. Now, around the world, you can find cultures that looked at the snake as a healing, renewing, resurrecting type of creature, because snakes will shed their skin. Not all of them, but most snakes will shed their skin and be born anew. And so the serpent was revered as a healing animal by cultures around the world who never ever heard of an Israelite. So for those who are saying that the Caduceus is based on the teachings in the Bible, you are sorely mistaken. This is based on the Greeks. Many of our teachings today, many of our symbology today is based on the Greeks, what that was then taken over by the Romans. It has nothing to do with your religion. But this God, I'm going to send some serpents to kill you because you don't like me and you're being impatient. And then I'm going to use a graven image to heal you. Just something don't sit right with that type of theology. And then the lazy theology is all you got to do is believe. I wish Christians did follow the doctrine that they talk about today, because the world would be better, because Christians are creating most of the war in the world, most of the problems in the world today. But what do you guys think? Always like, share, and subscribe. I'll be getting back to my lives this upcoming week on Wednesday. So always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.